Commissioner, thanks very much for giving us your time. Basically, can you describe your role as European Commissioner in charge of regional policy? What is it that you do?
As I have said during the hearing in the Parliament, I see myself a little bit as the papa of the regions, which means I take care of them, and I will do everything for them, but if there is something wrong, it has to be addressed.
Of course, you can do an awful lot for regions. A third of the European budget, 347 billion euros, if I'm correct, is money earmarked for regional policy. That must make you feel like a very powerful person here in Brussels.
No, you have to keep humble. And again, my understanding is to serve for Europe, for the European people and for the regions, and therefore we have to be humble concerning the power which has been given to us for a certain period, and we should use this time.
You started your job at the beginning of this year together with the second term of José Manuel Barroso as Commission President. What are your impressions so far?
I'm really positive surprised by the collegiality within the college and the cooperation, and well, I really appreciate the weekly meeting within of the college, and I think we can achieve a lot if this spirit of cooperation will remain, and I'm for sure it will remain. Because we can only be successful also in the interest of Europe and the Europeans if we work close together and we deliver our policy together.
We've been seeing in the last few weeks various comments from two powerful women vice presidents, Neelie Kroes, Commissioner Reding, digital agenda, gender equality, lots of ambitious programs for the type of policy that this Commission wants to complete. Europe 2020 being a big role in that, regional policy also playing a role in that. Do you feel, if we don't really touch on regional policy at this moment, but do you feel that this Commission really has the ambition to deliver something that will be lasting for Europe?
Yeah, because there is a general feeling that after the long-lasting discussions concerning the treaty, now we have the treaty, and we should make use of that. And there is a great energy in the college, in the services now to perform and to make everything to bring Europe forward.
What can we expect in terms of regional policy in the next 3 to 4 years from you?
I mean, the main job is to prepare the next financial period and also the next period for regional policy, which will start in 2014. And this is the main task I have to do in the next month and also years. So that means we prepare. We are just in the final preparation of the Cohesion Report, which we will present in November. Afterwards, we will have, at the beginning of next year, the Cohesion Forum, where we will discuss the conclusions and the further outlook of the cohesion policy in the next years. And at mid of next year, we will put forward a draft of regulations. So this is the main task for the next month.
If you allow my ignorance, I'm not a regional policy specialist and certainly not a specialist on cohesion funds. The Cohesion Report you are presenting, what does that mean for, what will that encompass?
Cohesion Report we are asked to present every 3 years a report about the previous 3 years, what has been achieved in regional policy, what are the results, but what is the positive, what is the negative, and out of this we have to draw conclusions. And the conclusions are the baseline for for the next years. And I think the current period will be a very successful one. There are further improvements of the regions. For instance, we will have in the next period less regions than now, being below 75% of the European GDP, which demonstrates the success of the policy. And the overall objective of regional policy is to reduce the disparities amongst the regions, to contribute to the welfare of the people, and this is the main task. And it's the kind of policy which makes Europe visible at the ground, at the people, and well, that's...
Yeah. So why is it that regional policy is so relatively successful? Or is it maybe an outright success?
It's successful because if you take the current period between 2007 and 2013, we will have implemented at the end of this period more than 2 million individual projects in the 271 regions. A lot of projects, not big projects. Partly of them are small projects, but visible, tangible for the people. They can see what Europe contributes to their daily life and to the improvement of their daily life. And that's why regional policy at the end of the day is a success story, because it makes Europe tangible for the people. It doesn't not happen in Brussels, it's happened all over Europe.
If you look forward, the funds available at this moment, there's undoubtedly going to be a lot of pressure on your budget, on the regional policy budget, to save, to cut money, to curtail funds. Certainly if you have national member states who have to cut budgets as well, they will say, well, the EU has to do so as well. And then of course, one of the biggest budget posts, yours, is going to be very much under threat. How do you see that discussion?
Well, you are right. It depends on the overall budget, what could be at the end of the day a reasonable budget for regional policy. But I think most of the member states, and in particular the people there and the regional authorities, the local politicians, see regional policy, cohesion policy, as a big chance for investment in the regions, for improvements of living conditions in the regions. If it's infrastructure, if it's support of SMEs, if it's support for innovation procedures, SSS. And that's why I'm quite sure that regional policy will remain as one of the core policy areas to deliver Europe 2020 and European policy to the people.
How do you feel about these national budget debates taking place in the capitals of the EU?
Well, I'm a politician for a couple of years on the regional, on the national level, now on the European level. And believe me, these discussions are similar, and I'm quite used to that. And this is part of a democratic life, and that must be as it is. And but I think it's necessary to lead such discussion in a correct way, not to insult people personally. I think everybody tries to do the best for what he stands.
In quite a great deal of circumstances, European regional policy funds are contingent on a local regional authority or a local government also contributing to a certain project. If these local authorities, these regions, are going to have less money, it means that they may not be able to get as much money as they would like from the regional policy funds. Is that maybe also not a threat for the way your work is done?
This is why, for instance, we believe that the portion of financial engineering instruments should be increased, that in particular in times of difficulties for public budgets, we have to find solutions how we can bridge this situation in the interest of the people. And if you take as an example the current situation of the current budget, we spend altogether, we will spend altogether, or the budget is 350 billions, and out of these 350 billions, we have a little bit more than 10 billions foreseen for financial engineering instruments, and this is something we would like to increase, and that can certainly help to bridge the one or the other problem. But also the private investment has to be improved, and the private contribution, keyword PPP.
So maybe in the next few years we can expect proposals from you to encourage that involvement of PPPs and of easier mechanisms for regional authorities to use the European funds.
Absolutely.
Now, when people watch this interview, they're about to go to the Open Days, the Week of the Regions here in Brussels, quite a big event. What is your message to the people who visit the Open Days?
Well, this Open Days will take place for the 8th time. We expect approximately 6,000 participants. This is in the meantime the most important marketplace for people being involved in regional policy, be it politicians, representatives from governments, NGOs, academics, businessmen, businesswomen. So this is absolutely the big chance to have a get-together, to have an exchange of information, ideas, experience. We will have more than 130 seminars, lectures, and so on. And in parallel, there will take place, I think, 260 events in other parts of Europe joining this event here in Brussels. So it's a big event for regional policy. It will also demonstrate the strength, the power of local and regional policy, and this is also, I think, a strong backing for our policy here in Brussels.
Commissioner, thanks very much. Is there anything else that you would have liked to say that I didn't ask for?
I don't think so. Only to invite the people, if they have not yet decided to come to Brussels during the Open Days, there's really Open Days, please come, let us discuss, let's become friends.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.